The family of a man killed by a Portland police officer is suing that officer who shot him and suing the city as well.
Fox News' Drew Reeves is in studio now with details on this. Drew, good morning.
Good morning. That lawsuit claims that Portland police shot and killed Emmanuel Clark Johnson and denied him any help for more than 20 minutes after he was shot. The lawsuit says that the shooting happened when police were looking for a group of men involved in an attempted robbery. That robbery happened at Southeast Powell and 50th Avenue on November 19th of 2022. The suit says officers were told a gunman was a white man in a black hoodie and ski mask and that there were 4 white suspects in the car. The lawsuit says officers then wrongly identified Clark Johnson's vehicle as possibly being the car they were looking for. It says Clark Johnson's car had 2 black men, a white man, and a white woman inside. A summary from the district attorney's office at the time of the shooting said officers reported seeing Clark Johnson driving recklessly before pulling into a parking lot on Southeast Steel Street. Lawyers for Clark Johnson's family say when officers approached his car, he and the other black man ran away from officers and Clark Johnson was shot. An officer reported at the time that they feared he was reaching into his pocket for a weapon while he ran, so they fired 3 shots and one of those hit him in the back. An investigation found that he did not have a weapon and the vehicle was not involved in the robbery. The lawsuit alleges that police left Clark Johnson laying on the ground after being shot, calling for help for 25 minutes before they let an ambulance take him to the hospital. Clark Johnson died 2 days later. In October last year, a grand jury did clear the officer involved of any wrongdoing in the shooting. Clark Johnson's family is now suing the city and the officer who shot him, seeking damages for the loss of life, the violation of his civil rights, and the cost of medical care, burial services, and memorial services. We did reach out to the Portland City's attorney's office, but they denied to comment. Reporting live in studio, Drew Reeves. Good day.